Been here, Boxing Bants. We're here in my lovely home, well, my family's home in Monster Boys. You probably don't know a clue where that is.
I don't even know where I'm living. I don't actually know where I'm living. I'm between Dunleer and Drogheda, is it? Is that where I am?
Yeah. Well, Dunleer and Monster Boys really like, but Drogheda. Drogheda is the main town here. But, people watching this, they go, how are you using the same? So Jordan's training with Peter down the road, so then Dublin, and Declan actually told me you're living in Drogheda.
Okay.
I was like, no way. So then you sent me your address.
Oh yeah, you're like 5 minutes.
I was like, fuck, he's like 3 minutes away.
I was like, stick the kettle on, mate. I'm coming down.
So he's within 5 kilometres of me, and luckily enough, a group here, so we have this nice deck in here, so I can actually, you didn't have to come in there, you could just come over here and just sit in the decking, like, so.
Happy days.
So we were lucky, in that aspect, like, because I was thinking, when's the next time I'm going to do a face-to-face interview with someone like ever?
Listen, we adapt. That's what you've done. You've adapted, so it's all good. We're here now. So
other people are like, oh, how's he interviewing? So how have you enjoyed it, living where you are at the moment and being here? Because it's strange times at the moment, very strange times. Because Dunleer in itself, the town that you're in, like there's nothing open in it. So
do you know what? I'll be honest. I love it. It's just like us boxers as well. We're mainly in isolation all the time anyway, and. I think I just made this step over to Ireland to just step up the isolation even more, to get away from the distractions and things like that. And I'm based in the countryside, no one around. I love my own company. I'm focused on one thing, do you know, and that's pure boxing and just trying to make myself as better as I can each day. You know, I'm just trying to be the best version of myself. So yeah, I'm in a good headspace. I'm in a very good headspace, and mentally and physically. So. I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to go whenever this date. It's
important that you like your own company as well, like, you know. But you have people like, Matthew Macklin actually said it. He said, like, you know, people are talking about being lonely. He says I know what real loneliness is in camps and stuff like 10-week camps. Now he literally's always been on his own. He said so that's real loneliness. You know what I mean? He said that, so this is a doddle to him. You know.
Definitely. I think isolation. You have more, time to visualise and focus what actually matters. You got more time to just focus on yourself and your craft. Do you know what I mean? And there's no like, listen, we all get distracted. We're all normal lads. We all like a beer. We all like to go out. When you're around my house, mate, all the lads come in. Do you know what I mean? Have a few beers and things. I think to myself. Do you know what I mean? I just want to get away. I'm thinking, get me out of here. Do you know what I mean? I just like being away. Do you know what I mean? It's hard. I love my family. I love my family. I love my friends. So I'm a real people person. Back at home as well, got a big following. I know everyone back in my town. It's a small town. Do you know what I mean? So I was sorted back in, but yeah, like I say I love it. I hate leaving, but I do it like I love it. Do you know what I mean? Like I just know I love it because I know it's gonna benefit me in the long run. And so yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
I think it's funny enough. Actually, the first time I ever heard you was 3 years ago. And I was going through Twitter, and you won the English title. I remember seeing the picture of you, and I was thinking, "Geez, that's a lovely belt." And I wrote under it, and I said, "That's a lovely belt, mate." And you just wrote back, "Thanks, mate."
Did I?
Yeah. But that was literally it. Like, and then ever since then, I kind of followed you, and I remember you were fighting. You were supposed to be fighting for England on. I think it was BT or Box. I can't remember. It was at the time it was BT or Box Nation, something along those lines. But you were supposed to be fighting, your team was fighting another country. I don't know if you remember, I think it was 2018, 2017. But you kind of got in the team at that stage.
Yeah.
I think someone pulled out and you took their place.
Right. Do you know what, I'll be honest, mate. When I made the team, I was doing that. People were pulling out and I was taking fights on days' notice. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it won't been the first time you've heard of that. Like, honestly, like my whole journey on Team GB was going out in tournaments, either getting injured or taking fights on late notice, day notice, 2 days notice, a week notice. Yeah. And yeah, listen, you've got to do them things, but it's a crazy journey, mate. It's a crazy, it's a mad journey, you know. But yeah, I didn't even know that, mate. That's no. I appreciate the support.
And so then when I saw you training and Peach him, I was like, fucking hell, I know that fella. And Declan was like, this fella Jordan's training there. I don't have a fucking clue who he is, or anything like that. I was like, I fucking know him. He was fighting the amateurs. He fought for Team JB and all that. And I was saying, like, a few other lads didn't know. I was like, I'm telling you, I remember him. Like he's very good, but yeah, it's just crazy how things like that happen. I was like, what is that fella training Peter Traylor's gym in fucking Dublin?
Oh yeah, mate. Listen. Best coach out there. I think I've been with a few.
Yeah.
It's away from distractions. It makes sense for me. Strong, stable. I'm happy here. You know what I mean? So and a happy fight is a dangerous fight. I'm just I actually can't complain. You know what I mean? Like apart from we need a bit of normality in life. Don't get me wrong, but everything's going grand. Do you know what I mean? Like literally everything's going grand. I'm already picking up the Irish slang. You know what I mean? Everything's going sweet. I mean.
But you, like, obviously you lived and grew up in England, obviously, and England, like, there's, like, boxing's huge over there, and there's so many gyms, so many top quality coaches. Like, it's almost becoming like the second sport over there after football. Like, but why Peter? Why Ireland? Why? Do you know what I mean? Like,
do you know what? I think I always kind of knew I was going to be. You know, I think I visioned it a long time ago. I remember I had a bit of I lost in Ireland years ago. And I took myself to Naas to live with Gary Cully, just to get away and just to work on myself, rebuild myself. And I just like the people and just it kind of told my heart a little bit. And I was like, I thought, do you know what? I thought I didn't know. I kind of like underestimated myself. Thought I can't get an English team because I've got some Irish background in me. I thought I want to go out in the Irish championships. So I got my about to go in the Irish team. I thought I want to box final, and then I got a phone call saying, oh, you've got Team GB trials, England trials, blah, blah, blah. I was like, alright, I'm from England, there's big opportunities in England, it's only right. That was my first vision, my first goal anyway. So I went on there and cracked on there and then done my 4 years Olympic cycle there anyway. But from then I've always kind of had like a little bit of love there, do you know what I mean? But then, then the last year or two, I've been taking little trips with Pete, just, building a little relationship, sussing out the sparring and just the location to make sure I'm happy, and you just know, do you know what I mean? You just gel, do you know what I mean? And I've been around the block. I've been around the block in England. I've sparred everyone, the likes of every world champion, like the likes of George Groves, James DeGale. I've been everywhere. I've been to LA to spar. Vegas, Mayweather's gym. I've been around, and Pete really. Like you just feel like a novice there because it's just different training. Do you know what I mean? He's just real. There's no bullshit. Do you know what I mean? It's real. There's no comfort zone. There's no like feel. Do you know what I mean? It's straight to the point, and that's what we're missing. There's no softness. Do you know what I mean? I think these times now people are getting soft. Do you know what I mean? And they give you a slap, mate. Do you know what I mean? And that's what you need. You need a little bit of old school but new training. Do you know what I mean? So he's well ahead of thinking like of what we're doing now. You get old school trainers are like,
tactically.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So he's got like the old school personality is like fucking hell, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's got like the new school is in like the training,
everything's periodised,
the drills, the timing, the recovery, everything. So I thought I'm going there. Do you know what I mean? And listen, I sacrifice my social life, everything to box. Do you know what I mean? And that's that.
It's funny because I remember Tommy Mack, the cut man. He said to me, people used to always say, oh, well, like, I don't do that S&C, I don't do it that way, I don't periodise it, whatever it is, I don't go to nutrition because, if Muhammad Ali can win the world title, then I don't have to. But he said, Muhammad Ali didn't do it. But he says, but Muhammad Ali and all of that didn't do it because it wasn't available to them. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine if they all did
exactly.
use it? But, if they had the choice, they never had the choice. That's the thing. But sorry. So what I was going to say was just backtracking a little bit to start. Like before you started boxing, you were growing up, and what was it like for you growing up?
Yeah, listen. Mainly like the rest of the story. Listen, we all come from rough and ready, rough and tough. Struggled at school. Never really went to school. Kicked out 3 or 4 different schools. Then I got kicked out. Then I got a job.
Do you remember what you were kicked out for? Anything like
just fights, and like listen. My mum and dad had their issues at home. I saw a lot of violence at home and struggles and things I shouldn't have seen. Definitely shouldn't have seen. But what happened between mum and dad is between them, and that's that. Do you know what I mean? I used to get involved too much, and so as a kid growing up, I was very frustrated and angry. I had so much hate in me, very emotional as well, sensitive, and. Yeah, so that I kind of carried that through school. So if anyone would say anything, or I just wanted to snap, I always wanted to snap. I always had this little bit of spite in me, So that was kind of playing a part, and I couldn't listen, I couldn't focus, and I was worried about, like, I would hate taking money. Like, I was the kid who everyone would be going on school holidays. I couldn't go back to my mum and say I need 500 quid for school for school holidays, and I was the kid like £2.50 mum give me for school dinner. That wasn't enough. So with the two, I remember me and Keshi, actually, this fellow called Keshi Anderson. It's mad that we used to go to Farm Foods. There's a shop called Farm Foods. I'd have £2, and I would hate to ask my mum for no money. Do you know what I mean? I always wanted to hustle. So with the £2, I'll go to the shop. I'll buy £1, 10 drinks, and £1, 10 like sweets. Go out, sell them pound each. I was making £10-20 a day in school. Never asked my mum for nothing. Do you know what I mean? So like, from then I always thought, right, do you know what I mean? I've got to be the man of the house. Do you know what I mean? I need to make this living. Do you know what I mean? And as I carried on growing up, you know, my mum and dad lost the house. We become homeless for a while, and there was a stage where my sister was even like working at M&S at the airport, and she'd be like, look, there's food here. He goes out. I was like, right, bomb. I take my trip down to the airport, back of the bin, garbage, take all the food out. It was sweet. The food was clean, all in the packages. But the only reason they're getting rid of it because it goes out of date in 3-4 days. I said, I'll have that. That's sweet. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, that's. I think that's all kind of like where it all kind of began with like my hungerness and my determination, my drive. I've always gone out and hustled, no matter what it was, to just to get by or just to get to where I need to get to. And then luckily, you know, the school said, look, you've got to do a bit of boxing for this, that, and anger management. And I never liked to be under something like kind of like name me, or you know what I mean, you need anger management. So, but I've done a bit, and I actually loved it. And I spoke to the geezer, Graham L, who was the world champion. He tried to stay in contact with me. I wasn't really interested. I was just wanted to make a bit of money and get in trouble with the kids and things like that. But he said, look, I'll give you an opportunity here. He said, you can look after your mum, and you know, I'll give you £20 a week, whatever. And to me, like £20 a week at that age was a lot. Do you know what I mean? I thought, every 2 weeks I can buy like a Ralph Lauren top or something like that. That's what I had in my mind. Do you know what I mean? So
spend it in your head.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, oh yeah. So, but then it kind of like, I kind of committed myself to the. I was very loyal. I never want to let anyone down. So I kind of just dedicated myself to him. And I'd finish school. When I was at school, instead of going down the hill with all the lads into town where we was robbing people, terrorising the shopkeepers, we've done some things we are embarrassed about. Do you know what I mean? It's shameful. Do you know what I mean? But that's what we've done. Listen, when you're from the estates and things like that, that's just how it is. Do you know what I mean? And that's the reality of it. And you think it's the cool thing in that, but it's wrong. Do you know what I mean? But instead of doing all that, I just started stopping. I started, right, I'm going to run up the hill. It's a big hill. Cuno Avenue is called. Big hill. Run up there to my house. Be at home for 3:30. Get changed. Run down to the gym. Be there for 4 every single day. But I eventually got kicked out of school anyway. And then I just stayed in the gym. And where I was still getting in trouble outside, the trainer said you can work in the gym 10 till 10 every day, which was a bit like slave labour, really, to be honest. But but living in that gym absolutely moulded me. I was among men. I found out I'm not the hardest. I was disciplined. I was slapped about. It just grew me. And then from an insecure kid, you know, angry kid, my hate, my frustration went. I could speak to people. I was training kids. I was just learning about myself and learning about others. And I wasn't the only one who had a struggle, and I had a story. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I just felt the love for the sport. And then I had a few amateur fights. I had 2 amateur fights. I entered the biggest championships in England, the ABAs, fighting kids with 50, 60, 70 fights. Got all the way to the finals, 6 fights, boxed the best in London, boxed the best in the country. Then I boxed world number 2 in the finals, and then lost by 5 or 6 points in the final. And that's when I thought to myself, well, I've got something here. I failed, and then boom, the next year later, I won the ABA titles, and everything just took off. And then from then I've travelled the country and been moving here and there to stay out of trouble. You know, I've been living with different families because my past was still trying to catch up with me with the stuff I was doing, and boxed for West Ham, Hoddesdon, and then I was on turn pro, and then, you know, I made the Olympic team. It's been a bit of a mad journey, you know, even just from the journey itself in life to boxing to the setbacks. It all creates that drive. It all creates that drive, and why I will succeed. And I've got plenty of reasons why I have to succeed. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
But your story kind of reminds me. I remember speaking to Paulie Malignaggi about his story and around your age that you're talking about there when you got into boxing. he'd been kicked out of school, 60, 70, no one wanted anything to do with him. He didn't know where he was going to sleep all the time. He was sleeping on friends' couches and stuff like that. And boxing kind of was his ticket out. When he talked about motivation, he said, well, it wasn't that I was motivated. He says that it was a fear of failure. You know, that was what drove me. Like, you know, being in that situation. He says, I don't want to be here ever again. Like, he says, of course he wants to be a world champion, but that's the end of not failing. You know what I mean? He says, so do you think that's kind of your mentality because of that place that you were in?
Yeah, definitely. That's my why. That's my why. That's my drive. I say that's my why. Why I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Why I get punched in the head for a living. Why I do this sport 24. I could have chosen an easier career. Do you know what I mean? Like, but this is a way out for me. Mm-hmm. This is a way out, and I'm doing alright. Listen, I started boxing late, at 16 years old. Do you know what I mean? Started boxing at 16 years old. Done a bit of Thai boxing before that, and then just pure determined. Do you know what I mean? That's always like, and I'm not the most talented. I work hard. Tell me to be there at 10. I'm there at 9, half 9. Just self-disciplined to the max, and I'm obsessed. You know what I mean? I'm a freak of obsessed mentally, and just, do you know what I mean? I'm so in. I'm so in. Do you know what I mean? And I just really think, like, if you've got a vision, you're taking your head. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about excuses, because every excuse you go is a fucking lie. Excuses are a lie. When you wake up in the morning, when you've got a day off, and your alarm goes for 8 o'clock, but you can lie until 10, the first thing in your head will go is an excuse, and it's a fucking lie. It's not really a lie. I can actually go. It's just like, just get up. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's an excuse. So
you get up because you have to.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just. I don't know, I'm really into the mind. Do you know what I mean? Just mentally, just being strong in the mind. You know, and I think you should be taught more in school, being mentally strong and things like that. I think sometimes school can make kids a bit not weak, but like you get kids out of school, they're scared to fail.
Yeah. You
get kids out of school, they're scared to fail, and without failure, there's no success. I've failed over and over again in my career, but if I didn't fail, I wouldn't succeed. I wouldn't be able to examine. Failure is just examining what works and what don't work. And you got kids. I remember going to school and thinking, "Fuck this! I ain't doing this test. I want to fail. I'm embarrassed." So I wouldn't do it. But the ones who are failing and not succeeding are the ones who are trying their best. And I've learned that the hard way. And failure is just examining what works and what don't work. And that's that.
I think what's refreshing about your mentality is because, like, although you might say that you're not the most talented, it's usually, like, obviously there's a difference between a talented fighter and a great fighter. You know, a talented fighter has a lot of ability, but they lack the dedication. And like, being a great, you have to have all those things wrapped in one. Like, you're either born, and that's the thing people don't realise, you're either kind of born with determination or you're not. Like me saying I would have been a world champion if I had been dedicated, it's the same as me saying, well, I would have been good winger if I had speed. You have it or you don't.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely, yeah.
But the thing, people that are talented fighters, when they walk away from the sport and they don't achieve what they want, you find that they're so bitter about it, that they have so many regrets, because they just think to themselves, if I had put it in, I would have got myself to the top. But you're very much like Luke in the aspect, like, I know Luke, whether he's a world champion or he's not a world champion, when he walks away from it, he can say, yeah, I did everything possible. I did everything. I have no regrets. I got to the point. I squeezed every ounce of ability out of myself. I have no regrets. That's probably refreshing, like you, when you look back at it now. I know you're only 24 now, but still, you know that with your mentality at the end of it all, you'll still have that mentality.
Yeah, 100%. And do you know what, with me, I think staying humble is a big key part as well. You get people who have half a little bit of success, and they think they're like, you know, Mayweather's stunting and things like that. I think keeping humble, keeping your family around you, your normal friends.
Yeah.
People take a liking to that. You know what I mean? Give back. I'm a big believer in giving back. You know, listen, when you know and you grow up and you know that life's hard and your life can be a lot different. I think
Yeah.
It turns into something. It turns into something. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm a big believer in giving back. Do you know what I mean? But staying humble to me is key. You know, no matter. Like, I've got a long way to go. Do you know what I mean? I'm very grateful for what I've done. Like, I never thought I'd even be here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've always found a way. Always found a way, and I've always looked at positives and a way to choose it. Not like looking at the negative. If I do this, I won't be able to get this because of this. I've always just thought of the positive. But yeah, I think I just man, I'm on it.
And the funny enough, talking about Floyd Mayweather there as well. Like, I know not exactly humble man, but like just like you said, like having your why. He said that he fell out in love with the sport. You know, years ago before he fought Manny Pacquiao. But it's the same thing. He got up because he had to. He trained because he had to. He had a certain amount of fights on his contract, and he said, "I have to do this. I've still to create my legacy." He hated it. He'd be in nightclubs with friends. He doesn't drink obviously or anything like that. But he'd be in his jeans and his boots, and he'd be like 4 o'clock, it's time to run.
Yeah,
and he'd get up and run down the road. You know.
It's mad, yeah.
So it's just like you saying.
You just got to do it like you love it.
You just have to do it.
I hate running. I actually hate running, but I actually run like I love it. Like, listen, I'm always trying to set records, and I'm actually quite a good runner. But fucking hell, who wants to go for a fucking hard run and put you through? Do you know what I mean? But you got to do that to better yourself, to complement your sport. Do you know what I mean? And I think you just got to do things. The thing is what you know you're afraid of doing is if you do them, I think you see other rewards. You know, so yeah, man.
So you turning pro, like, how did that decision come about? What was the conversations you had with your family and friends and stuff like that? It
was more just my choice when I felt ready. Like when I was with Team GB and things like that, I went to a tournament in Belarus, had 5 fights in a week, boxed some class kids, you know, Turkey, Belarus, Russia, Serbia, some of the best out there, right? Won all 4 for 5 fights, won a gold. All the other middleweights were losing, weren't performing. I thought, boom, that's me. London qualifiers, that is me. So I've done it. Right timing, that's me. All the lads, everyone there going like, fair play, man. Like, I've been looking class in the gym. This is when I was really starting to enjoy up there, because I just went for a lot of setbacks when I was there and up to the point to this point in my tournaments. And I thought, I've done it. Like, and then I found out they're trying to get a lad way above to go down the weight to try test him out. So I'm thinking, what do you mean try test him out? He hadn't even proved himself at middleweight yet. But I thought, do you know what? Fair enough. I'll overtake him. Here's what it is. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to keep banging that door. And then so they want to pick him, and then he got injured. So I thought, all right, boom. Then I found out I wasn't even reserved. The geezer who I beat in the nationals is reserved, and I thought, I just felt a bit mugged off. If I'm honest, I thought, do you know what? It is what it is. I ain't wasting time. Boom. And do you know what? I'm lucky, mate, because I'm out of my contract. I personally don't think there's going to be no Olympics until 4 or 5 years. I'm on my pro contract. I'm getting ready for my debut, whether it's behind closed doors or not.
Yeah.
I'm building my following. I'm in a great place. I'm 10 steps ahead of where I wanted to be anyway. So that was the last straw for me. I thought, like, I've done my 4 years, and the qualifiers. I thought, you know, all the things I've done. Listen, I love GB boxing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was class experience now, but I've done a lot. You know, like, I took fights on days' notices, and like, I fought a whole year injured. I slipped a disc in my back. I couldn't run or spar for a whole year. They sent me to Finland. I won a gold in Finland. Then I thought I can recover. I had horrific sciatica in my leg. Horrific.
Yeah.
Like, I had to, it takes 2 hours to drive to Sheffield, right, where I train, right? I had to sell my car because I couldn't sit down. I was fucked, right? So I was getting a train up there. This is what people don't see. I was getting a train up there, and I was just standing on the fucking train for 2 hours. I couldn't sit down, right? Just to get to the gym, just to do a little bit of training and rehab, then go back. Then I went to Finland, won a gold, and they said, do your World Series boxing debut. I thought, World Series boxing, I'll do that because that's an experience. It's 5 rounds. It's on Box Nation, do that. Which was in Croatia. I stopped the fella in the 5th round. I thought, boom. I thought, now I can recover. And then they say, you haven't won the ABAs. And I thought, the ABAs, it's like the most prestiged title in England boxing. I thought, alright, do you know what, I'll do that. And then a week before I get food poisoning, so I'm actually fucked, alright? Friday and Saturday, I've never walked into the ring thinking to myself, I didn't want to be here. The geezers were hitting me. I think to myself, fucking hell, I thought they wanted to stop, but I come through, I grind it out, I've done what I had to do to win, won that title, boom, done. Then about a month later, I'm starting to recover. They go, the World Series boxing against Kazakhstan, the world number 2, unbelievable. Yeah, it's fucking unbelievable. Would you have to step in? I thought, do you know what? Fuck it, I'll fight.
Yeah.
5 rounds, absolute machine he was. And yeah, I lost, but it was a very, very close fight, you know what I mean? It was a close fight. And then I just thought, I've done all that, 8 or 9 fights I had, 10 fights I had, won 9, you know, boxed some of the best kids out there. And then I just kind of get like, on to the next, you know what I mean? I just thought, ain't for me, mate. I thought I ain't waiting another 4 years, and I ain't wasting time. The pro game's always been made for me. I've got a great following. I sent out arenas as a kid. Go York, I sell 5, 6, 7, more 1,000 tickets, mate. When I've been boxing in my hometown, just outside my hometown. So it's always been there. I just thought to myself, I sacrifice now, do my apprenticeship, learn a bit more schooling, get my brand up, and they'll crack on. So we'll see what happens.
So why MTK? How did that come about?
I think that they're just strong, you know. They're just a strong management. They're taking over boxing. We've got some good friends who've always recommended them, recommended me over in Dubai. They're good friends with MTK, and they just said like they're taking over boxing. They're very strong, and I thought I kind of had a few sit downs with other management teams and things like that. And I thought I want to make sure I meet everyone, so you know, never second thinking things. And boom, MTK, great choice, looking after me so far. And they're just growing and growing and growing, but yeah, I just you got to look at everyone wants to go with MTK now. Do you know what I mean? And they're getting listen. They've got everyone in their back pocket, mate. Do you know what I mean? And they're flying, so it's only right. And I think I know it's the right choice for me anyway. So yeah.
Well, can you tell us who the other people were that you were talking to, or would we know them?
Charlie Sims from Matchroom. Great offer, like lovely man, lovely fellow, and that. I just thought MTK they're strong. Do you know what I mean? They're just like when you go with other different managers, you're like so. Charlie Sims kind of just works straight with Eddie Hearn, but then you're kind of stuck. And if Eddie Hearn don't want you in the end, then you're kind of fucked. Then do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're only going to be on his shows. But MTK, I've got Hearn, Warren, Top Rank. I can go anywhere. So if Eddie Hearn ain't got a show, I can go with Warren, BT Sport. If Warren ain't got a show, I'll go with Top Rank, ESPN.
Yeah.
But it makes sense until I build me up, and then I'm worth more. I'm worth good money, and then anyone can offer me a good deal. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. So
So, but there was obviously there was supposed to be a show. It was actually April now. Yeah, it's crazy how time's flown since all this. It's March. Like it's just I can't believe it's June. Like. But yeah, so. I think, as far as I know now, you were supposed to be on that show, weren't you? In April.
Your call. I was supposed to be the opening for the Golden Contract.
Okay.
That's what I was supposed to be doing. Yeah, that was the plan. Anyway, that was the plan.
Which weight class was that now?
I want to be doing middleweight.
No, sorry, the Golden Contract. Like, was it?
Tyrone's.
So it was for the light welterweight one. Yeah. So you were gonna open up on that one.
Yeah. That was in talks anyway. So obviously nothing was confirmed on paper, but that's what the signing, the talks, and all this. I was like, yes. You know, but
you would have been you would have got a front row seat then for him and O'Hara as well.
Oh mate, that would have been a class. I mean, that's bubbling up nice. Been bubbling up nice, but I think Tyrone's too big, too strong.
Yeah.
For O'Hara, but O'Hara's a good fighter. He's a class fighter, but I think he's always struggled that next level step. Do you know what I mean? And but yeah, it's I just want to get out. I just want to fight ASAP. July the 25th. They're talking now. So
yeah.
That's
stuff like that,
yeah. In my head, I'm training for July 25th, but I could probably see it. I mean, probably mid-August, if I'm honest. But
yeah,
we'll see. Do you know what I mean? I'll just see what MTK's saying.
Yeah. If MTK have said they're going to do, from what I understand, I think it's one a month, isn't it? It looks like something like that. Yeah.
5 fights. So yeah.
Behind closed doors, but the benefit is that it's going to have to be a domestic fight, like.
Yeah, listen, and that's what we're running for, mate. Listen, it's like a throwback. Everyone fights everyone. The best, do you know what I mean? That's how it should be, really.
Yeah.
Fuck it, mate. The only thing we need now is get everyone to get rid of social media. No one knows everyone. That's what it used to be like back in the day.
Yeah,
and then you just fight, you think, oh, fucking hell, he's good. Like, do you know what I mean? But, yeah, listen. So anyone who's middleweight in Ireland, they want to have a little row, a little tear up, give me a shout at MTK, sort out. So we'll sort that.
Is there any certain middleweights that you know or that you're thinking of?
I don't.
Have you had names thrown at you?
No, I ain't.
In Ireland,
no, I ain't. To be fair.
Have you not? No,
I don't even know any.
Crazy. No middleweights have been thrown your way at all.
No, I don't even know. What middleweights are there?
There's Stephen Donovan. Stephen Donnelly. Sorry, Stephen Donnelly.
Yeah.
Who won the Ultimate Boxer.
Yeah.
He's moved up from super welter up to middleweight.
Yeah.
So him, he's with MTK.
Okay, sounds from him.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's there.
I know.
I've got at the moment. To be fair, I've kind of got no. I can't even be calling anyone out really because I haven't made my debut yet. Do you know what I mean? So I can't really be going fucking him.
Yeah.
They'll be like, bro, I've had 10 fights. Do you know what I mean? Why do they it's a bit risky? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's business, but. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah,
but do you know what I'm saying? I'm not in a position where I can start calling out the British champion and things. I ain't made my debut yet. Do you know what I mean? But in my head, I'm thinking, fuck it, it's a fight. I'll fight. Fuck it.
You look as well like so. There's Chris Blaney. He's from actually close near here. But Chris Blaney, he's in Hatton Gym. He's training there. He was a brilliant amateur. Brilliant. Yeah. And he was going to be fighting for the Irish title last month against Craig McCarthy in middleweight. So Luke was the last ever person to ever win the Irish title, and since relinquished it, but no one had fought for it since, and it was going to be fought for again. But Chris is someone who is really been touted as someone in the program that was going to do really well, and he always wanted to win the Irish title before he moved on. Do you know what I mean? And this was kind of his time to like fight for it, and if he won, then to step on. And Craig is really well known domestically, so they could have been two names for you. I know Chris is over in England at the moment, so you can fight me your call or Craig.
Listen, see middleweight.
But look, maybe they're still going to fight for it.
Yeah. Listen, middleweight. Listen, there's so many. Because normally most men walk around middleweight, things like that. Anyway, so the weight's popping. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many fighters out there. I don't have a clue. Like, do you know what I mean? That's what MTK and fucking Pete Taylor's there for.
Yeah.
They just say, right, you need to fight like that and train like this for 8 weeks, 12 weeks, adapt, and then boom, then I just fight. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm a fighting man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is. Right? It's a fight now. Fuck it, man. Do you know what I mean? I don't even care. Do you know what I mean? It's just a fight.
So no one's really on your radar or anything like that. No. You just get thrown names and that.
I don't know. I've just come on the scene. Kieran, I've just come on the scene. So I'm sure there's gonna be low. To be fair, I think I've been actually calling out Nathan Haney. Because he's a big ticket seller.
Yeah. A big ticket seller.
But I said that. I know he done fucking nearly £1,000, and I was like, fucking hell, that's a lot. But it's only because it's in Stoke and he lives in Stoke. I thought they all went to your call. So.
But was someone from Belfast, Kevin Hines Ajoko, who kind of lingers around that way. He can fight at middleweight, but he called him out because they're both with Frank Warren, and he called him out as well.
Yeah.
So maybe you and Kevin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mate, we're all in the mix.
Yeah.
All in the mix. Yeah, mate. Like, there's no sport. I'm here to fight. So, just maybe. Listen, at the end of the day, fucking hell. The reality of it was get someone who I can kind of get my grounding. Yeah, plus man.
Journeyman.
Journeyman. Look good on TV, but it's not gonna happen. So fuck it. We're just. Yeah, I need to get the first one out of the way, 6 rounds, just to find my feet a bit. Do you know what I mean? Because do you know what I mean? And then crack on. No problem. I'm not deluded. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's class kids out there. Do you know what I mean? And they're all 50-50 fights. Do you know what I mean? People, do you know what? Fucking this. And I was trying to say this coronavirus isolation thing is kind of separating the weak from the strong. Like, who's on it and who wants it and who don't. And was that I lost because I weren't training and I had 6 weeks notice. I had to lose. It's because I had to lose all that weight. Nah, bollocks, mate. I can't. What was it, mate? I've been seeing some mad stuff on Facebook. I can't get to the gym. What was it? I can't get to the gym. I'm going mad. Go outside. Go for a run and do some fucking burpee jumps. Then you got people going, this lockdown. I'm getting depressed. I'm stuck inside. I'm getting depressed. Mate, be grateful that you ain't got the fucking coronavirus. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's always fucking moaning. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, fuck it, man. Like, Just be fucking toughen up, right, and just get on with it. Do you know what I mean? Go do your fucking run, whether it's sunny or raining, and just get it working. That's simple as that. Do you know what I mean? And fuck it.
It's a crazy world on that.
It's fucking mad. It's like the world's mad. I think the world's fucked at the moment anyway. Get a new agenda soon. We'll be chipped and fucking martial law coming. Tell him. We'll be chipped soon. Do you know what I mean? Vaccine, get a vaccine, get chipped, Fucking hell, martial law. You can't go out till 6 o'clock. See you later, mate. I'll be in a rebel army, mate.
You never have an alibi you've ever committed a crime ever again. Where were you? I was at my mate's house. Like, well, look, this chip says you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, mate, fucking won't surprise me, mate.
You have any hate speech comes out your mouth now, you'll be getting zapped.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's all mad, isn't it? Mate, listen. The way the world's going. I don't know, mate. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, I don't think it's mad. Social media's mad. Do you know what I mean? And I generally use it for fucking business. Do you know what I mean? It looks like I'm busy on it. I post my shit, but I ain't looking at it going, oh fucking hell, I don't look like that. They live a good life for this, that, and you know what I mean? Because that's what's fucking people out with social media. They're living their life by it, and it's all fake. It's all fake. It's all fake. They live a fake life, and it's all bollocks. Yeah. And as simple as that.
Oh, insane. Yeah. Well, look, I think that's it.
If you think I've come across a bit like too fun and people don't like it, because people don't like the truth. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So if you think. You know anyway. Idiot. Make people. I'm the people champ. Do you know what I mean? I'm for the people. Do you know what I mean? That's it. But I just like being real. Do you know what I mean? That's simple as that.
No, I think people appreciate that. You know. Thanks for your time, and really appreciate it. Enjoyed it. It's nice having. Although we're 2 meters apart, I've still enjoyed the chat.
6 meters.
Yeah. It was a big L couch here now, so I'm at one and he's the under. When he gets up now, I'm going to disinfect it. So.
Yeah. We're not even going to shake hands or nothing. It's the elbow.
Anyway, so thanks, obviously, for your time and obviously me as well. So yeah.
Good. Sweet. Until next time, man.
Time in Ireland.
Thank you.